some notes in the live chat so I know that you follow me. This is a pattern of gang stalking. Number one, the crowd has something to hide. One, the crowd has something to hide.
Yep.
Second, the crowd cannot come up with excuses for what they're hiding. Okay? Third, someone noticed the thing they're hiding. So third, someone noticed the thing the crowd is hiding. Fourth, the crowd picks a vulnerable victim to distract public attention. So let me go to 1 till 4 again. 1, the crowd has something to hide. Second, the crowd cannot come up with excuses for what they're hiding. Third, someone notices what the crowd is hiding. Fourth, the crowd selects a vulnerable victim to distract public attention. So let's go through each of those 4 steps, okay? Because this is how gang stalking begins. Then we're going to talk how gang stalking unfolds. But now first how it begins. First, the crowd has something to hide. Okay, Rashid, what can the crowd be hiding? Okay, for example, let's say there was this man who was getting drunk often, and he was beating his wife and abusing his children. Okay? Now, and let's say the public in that town or village did not intervene. Now, the children are grown up. And one of the children is a son. And the son, one day, loses his mind and he stabs several people. Now you have 4 people who pass away in a mass stabbing. So now, the relatives of the victims want to know why. Why did the relative die? What was the fight? And then people come to the conclusion that someone just lost his mind. Then we want to know how come this individual lost his mind. And then we look in the background of the individual and realize, whoa, there has been neglect in this individual's life that led to the individual escalating like this. Why did nobody intervene? And then that exposes the neglect and the narcissism of society. So, in this case, it's obvious that the public or the crowd has something to hide, namely their own neglect, their own narcissism of not intervening when a child is being harmed, but they do demand validation from that same adult that used to be the same neglected child. Okay? So in this case, now the mainstream media wants to hide the fact that they want to hide who the killer was, and they want to hide the fact that the guy was not an actual evil individual, but someone that mentally exploded due to trauma. But because if they admit that this is the case, then they admit that it's the community that murdered those 4 people by, first of all, abusing a child severely, by not intervening, and then leaving the adults untreated when the adult was older. So, because when this comes out, nobody will trust one another anymore in daily life. And that will lead to the disintegration of society. And then more cesspools of neglect will open. So now people say, oh, the guy who stabbed all those folks, he was psychologically confused. They will say that, then it's over. Sometimes relatives will agree with this and just want to bury their loved ones and move on. But then there are going to be people thinking, okay, but if this guy really lost his mind like that, and he was never in touch with the police nor with criminality before, and there were no signs of him being a psychopath or whatever, that means that this guy was a victim that escalated, and that means that the ones that victimized him or that enabled victimization, they're the ones responsible for the people that died. So people realize something's wrong with this case. So then, step 2 has ended in the crowd cannot come up with an excuse. Okay? And then thirdly, maybe there is a crime blogger or someone on the internet that, or someone on YouTube that mentioned the case that says, this sounds like a cover-up. And then the public realize, oh shit, they're on us. If when this comes out, I'm gonna lose my family. I'm gonna lose my reputation. If I lose my reputation, I'm gonna lose my job. Or I may lose my business. Or I may get into marriage problems because then my wife's gonna think, honey, did you just allow bad things to happen with that kid? What? So people have something to lose. And people are terrified of losing something. So now the third phase has come in. Someone noticed the thing they're hiding. So now to prevent the thing that they were hiding from becoming open knowledge, they quickly distract others with a smear campaign or with someone. So out of the blue, suddenly you hear that everyone's talking about this Chinese guy. And then, out of the blue, a lot of people in town don't stand this Chinese guy. You hear them talk about him all the time. And now you think, why is everyone so angry with the Chinese guy? This Chinese guy is 18 years old. He's attending university. He has a part-time job in a Chinese restaurant. He visits his parents from time to time. This guy is not involved in crime. This guy is not selling drugs in the streets. He's not hanging around the wrong crowd. Why is it that so many people can't stand this 18-year-old Chinese guy? And how come you have a bunch of people, grown folks, who never even met the guy, having issues with this guy? And now, that is step 4. They found a vulnerable victim to distract the rest of the public. So I explained how gang stalking begins. Now I'm going to explain how the crowd selects their victim.
Okay, so I'm going to let you watch his video. My hand's getting tired. So it's called Why Would the Crowd Gang Stalk You? So he's a very good teacher. He teaches a lot of good stuff about just anything. So I think he kept getting questions about gang stalking and how it works. He's telling the truth there. They select people, because we notice this kind of stuff that bad people do. They don't like that. So they get angry and then they take it out on everybody. That's why you always have to be aware of your surroundings. If you see somebody just staring at you, like pissed off at you, they're putting a spell on you. And probably somebody told them that you did something bad. Like for me, it was John and Jillian, both J's. You know what I mean? They're narcissistic, and they have it out for me. And since they can't come to my house and do something about it, they just tell everybody that I'm a bad person. I don't fucking care what they say, what they do, or what they don't do. You know what I mean? But he explains it to a T. I mean, you hear what he said. You heard what he just said. It was to a T why they do it. So unfortunately, when you follow Christ, you're going to get gang stalked because he was gang stalked. They didn't believe him back then either. Alright, so just wanted to touch up on this. This is a good video. Today's the same day, 7/25/21. Alright, so take care. Be blessed, and that's it. So go watch this video.